Imagine getting up every day full of energy as if you were in your 20s again. What would that be like? What would it be worth to you? What is your health worth to you? Think about it. Your health isn't everything, but without it, everything else is nothing. And yet, too many of us are taking it for granted until something goes wrong. And no one wakes up hoping to be diagnosed with a disease or chronic illness. And yet, we've never been taught how to be proactive in our health through our school or public health. As a registered health coach and integrative health practitioner, I believe it's time this information is made available to everyone. Combining new knowledge around your health and the ability to do my functional medicine lab tests in the comfort of your own home will allow you to optimize your health for today and all your tomorrows. Don't wait for your wake-up call. Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Wait for Your Wake-Up Call podcast. I am Melissa Deely, your host, and today with me I have the wonderful Olya Zhilinskaya. That's a tough pronunciation. Hopefully I did okay. And I'm excited to have you on the show today, Olya. Welcome.
Thank you, Melissa. I'm so blessed to be your guest, and I'm super excited to share my wisdom with you. I feel I am at a really perfect place, and you have amazing energy.
Yes, and that's wonderful. And of course, we're so aligned in our thought processes. And so let me just introduce you to the audience a little bit, and then we're going to dive into your story. So Olya is an expert at compressing time frames to deliver high-end results. She works with deep root causes in both physical and emotional body, as well as via the lymphatic system and also the unconscious mind. She is board certified as a quantum therapist, hypnotherapist, and is the creator of the Quantum Breakthrough Mastery QBM. She is your guide on your self-healing journey, and her method is based on merging the science of your body with the power of your soul to self-heal and create a life of unlimited abundance. She's also known as the Face Yoga Queen, which is super fun, as seen on Yahoo News, LA Weekly, Idea Mensch, and Inspirey, as well as part of the inspirational book 262 Women Mission Accepted project. And she is a speaker at Mission Accepted as well on their summit, which was televised on many channels. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the show, Olya. I love the work that you do. And I would just love for you to share your background and your story and how you came to this place of being in this health and wellness space and carving out a niche for yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa, for having me and sharing my message, as I feel it might serve many people. It's very deep root cause. I'm only interested in deep root cause as it's everything. And I'm born in a medical family. I have lots of doctors in my lineage, and I was always curious about health overall. And I have a teachers in my background, so I was always excited about all of it. But my wake-up call happened during COVID when I started questioning beauty industry first. As myself, I was using lots of skincare products, as many girls do. But then when everything closed down, I was questioning what are the alternative ways. And I've discovered the face yoga. And then I've seen incredible results. I completely gave up all of the skincare and makeup since then. And I started to look younger than when I was 25. I'm 36-year-old right now. I look so much younger, so much better. But that was just the beginning of the story as I was questioning the industry. And then I got fully trained and certified in this method. I learned anatomy of the face, of the neck, very deep method to truly understand what are the safe techniques, because there are lots of face yoga around. You can see it on TikTok, Instagram, but there are lots of influencers who never studied and they don't truly understand the human body and anatomy. And some techniques can be dangerous and they can cause lots of wrinkles and more long-term problems. That's why I started to really go deep, as I like. Deep root cause was the actual creation of the aging, right? But then I realized, hey, it's not enough because the health comes from within. What's happening with internal organs? So I started to study osteopathy. And I went so much deeper. I've taken numerous degrees, educations. I went to Russia. I have incredible mentors in Russia, and I studied lymphatic system. And that's when I came up like, what's the deep root cause that creates the actual inflammations in the body, and how can we improve the whole overall immunity? And yes, we know the power of blood flow and nervous system, but lymph nodes are above them all. So when they are inflamed, there is no way for good blood flow. And that's just the root cause, right? And I started to connect dots that all of our body, we have different bodies. And as you taught me, we have four bodies. We have four bodies, and one of them physical, right? One of them
Mhm.
emotional,
Yes.
one of them uh, mental body and spiritual. So we need to work with physical body. And yes, later I fully came to the concept that all of the illnesses happen through significant emotional event, certain stress in life. Then it goes developed maybe some DNA programs triggered because we all made out of mother father cells and so many generations encoded in us. So we have lots of sleeping programs, right? So if anything triggers this, the physical body gets the physical illness, but how do we actually help the physical body to recover when it's already developed? And
Hmm.
I found the actual traditional medicine doesn't really treat the deep root cause. And by taking lots of different supplements, it's not really healthy as well, because it can actually create side effects. So I started to really discover what's the deep root cause and how we can take the body to the fast track self healing just by asking questions, because I had my own personal health problems before, and I was just connecting dots and putting puzzle pieces together. And then I met you and Billy. I was very blessed that you introduced me to the subconscious mind work, that everything just connects because we're all a complete system, and we need to know the actual buttons to push on that actually create the practical results. And that's what I do. And specifically about lymphatic system, that's the deep root cause in the physical body, same as programs in subconscious mind. So
Yes, exactly. And I love that you talk about the lymphatic system. And I know you call it the master system. And we're just going to get into that in a minute. However, it's really fascinating that the mainstream medical system, one of the first things they want to do when people are diagnosed with cancer is they want to start taking out lymph nodes.
yeah, this is
And
wrong.
I know I chose not to do that in my own journey because I really like my lymph nodes where they are, and I know how important they are, and they serve a purpose in my body, and they just shouldn't be just taken out. And I know people who on their cancer journey agreed to have their lymph nodes removed because they didn't know what they didn't know, and they struggle with side effects. 5, 6, 7 years later, they still have pain and they still have these side effects. And so I love that you are now talking about the lymphatic system, and we're sharing this message with the world so people understand the importance of it and that we don't mess with it, because the body always knows what it needs to do. We need to create the environment for the body to have the ability to do what it needs to do on its healing journey, which means ensuring that we are getting enough sleep and we are getting enough nutrients so the body has the energy to perform what it needs to perform. So I do love that you call it the master system of the physical body. And I would love you just to explain a little bit more deeply why you call it the master system so that people understand how important our lymphatic system is.
Absolutely. Lymphatic system is our drainage system. It cleanses us 24/7 and it never stops working. It doesn't have rest. The job of lymphatic system is to produce the immunity cells. Immunity cells are born there. It's mini factories. And we have on average about 700 lymph nodes across the body. And every person can have more. Depends on the body physiology as well, but on average it's about 700 lymph nodes, and they're all working hard for us. And that cleansing the body, stress comes as well. So all of the toxins on a cellular level go there. That's why it's the master system, as it sits above the rest. So even when I encourage every listener to actually open up anatomy book and really see where it's located, why, because the more you look at the actual pictures, the more it makes sense that above the nerves, above the blood flow is lymph nodes, lymphatic system. And quite often, many people don't really follow super healthy life, even when we try. There is still lots of stress involved daily. It's our daily norm. It's really hard to escape. It's our daily norm to be in constant stress. It's all about how do you manage this. And again, it will all go to lymph nodes. That's why when people ask me, why do I need to bother about it? Because it's your overall immunity. And if you ever have any symptoms in the body, even minor headache, it means there is some stagnation in lymphatic system. And it needs to be actually activated, so you self-help it, so it can actually push it through. So ideally, body should feel active and energized. Any minor shifts, it already indicates. Even smaller mood roller coaster, it already indicates some stagnation in lymphatic system. And it's the continuation of the blood system, yes, but it has own powerful functions. And it's not only cleansing the body, it also delivers very important nutrients to the organs. So it's like both ways. It's like mini train that comes pick up the actual cellular waste and then downloads the good stuff. So it has lots of important functions. And by asking, how do I know if I have some issues with lymphatic system, if any minor changes noticed in the body, including minor mood changes, it already indicates some stagnation. And I'll always tell people, compare your lymphatic liquid becomes like a jello, because the normal state it should be more liquidy, and that's when you have all this energy going. And by the way, energy is truly connected to lymph, and once it's moving daily and you help through self massages, you're going to have more energy, as there are lots of old programs and lots of fears and lots of other negative emotions, not even talking about physical inflammations, is there. So if you really want to improve the quality of your life and really unlock your potential, that's the master system. As I always ask people, how long can you live without going to the washroom? Maybe couple of days the max. Same as lymphatic system. How do you expect your physical body to work well with you when I compare the lymphatic system as the actual self-cleansing mechanism? And when it doesn't work, the inflammation creates lots of problems. So that's why it's so important to feel always energized. You need to self-care about it.
Well, I love that. And you explain it so well that, it is our transportation system within our body, transporting the toxins out and releasing those from the body, which naturally reduces the inflammation, and then transporting the nutrients to the cells so that the cells can do their job. And when the cells can do their job properly and you're not all bogged down with toxic load, then you have the energy to be able to live your life fully and feel great. And your body has the energy for your immune system to run properly. And so it is really very critical. And yet again, it's one of those subjects that we don't really learn much about, and we don't hear about it. We don't talk about it. And, we may know we have lymph nodes, or we don't even know until someone's asking to take them out of your body. So,
and I wouldn't recommend that, because our mother nature is so smart. Everything is meant to be in the body. Every single thing is meant to be there. And when you take it out, you're like taking a piece out of you that's actually supposed to serve you. So the best way to find the ways, how can you help this organ or that lymph node to start working? And as I said, I'm born in a medical family. And nowadays, even the medical field doesn't cover lymphatic system much. It's only little modality. My mother, she studied back in Soviet Union, and the medical system was super strong. And they had lots of time dedicated to lymphatic system to fully understand the whole concept. But unfortunately, we cannot expect from people, from regular people who is not in medical degree or not involved in the medical sphere, when actual doctors don't really understand the importance of lymphatic system. That's why we need to create this more awareness to everyone how important it is, because doctors has the job to do these days, and it becomes the global trend prescribed. When there are better ways, how can you self-regulate? Because by actually guiding your own body, as you said, that's gonna do its job. You just need to create this good, comfortable environment for your body to really do what it's meant to do. And it's very smart. You just become the coach to your body. You're just helping yourself, and it's on you as your full responsibility. And definitely raising the awareness is the key. Even explaining in simple language, because
Absolutely, not in medical terms that people don't necessarily understand. And you're right, the medical schools aren't teaching this kind of information to the same depth that they might have when your mother went through medical school. And so our doctors aren't aware of this because so much time for them is spent on teaching them how to diagnose and prescribe. And
yes,
that's the band-aid approach. Whereas when we can actually learn for ourselves the power of self-healing, and that when we understand the body is designed to self-heal, and then we
yes.
can start reaching out to practitioners that can help us on that journey. And so I always talk about having a network of people around you that are in the health and wellness space that you know that you can reach out to should you need support on your healing journey. Because by the time you get there and you have some diagnosis, then you're in high stress, then you're in fear. And if you're starting your research at that point, you're behind the eight ball. If you instead know the people that you can reach out to in advance, and better yet, take preventative action working with them in advance, then you don't ever get that diagnosis. And that's what we want for people. So I know you talk about prevention being the key and that your health is in your hands. So please share more about that as well.
Absolutely. I always compare it, become the boss of your own life, take the full responsibility for your own health. And all of us, all of the people on this planet Earth have healing power in own hands. It's just not many people know about it. Even those people who know about it, they become lazy, but that's the true fact. All of us, we can actually activate own body. It's just knowing, what do I do? And prevention is the key. Again, what's the wake up call? Why do you need to wait until your body feels sick and create specific problem in the body? Yes, it might serve some secondary gain for the person to get sick, and a subconscious program again, because some people feel, oh, I may not go to work because I have these. Again, there are lots of explanations, and you might give very precious tool to the person, but again, it takes the full responsibility for own life. Same as prevention, it takes daily discipline actions. And what I hear from people, that, oh, do I need to do it myself? I say, yes, you need to do it yourself. That's how you make your own money. You want to become rich, you need to do some work. You need to do some smart moves that actually make you become rich. Same thing with health. Yes, you need to do it yourself. And yes, you need to be disciplined. And yes, you need to do it every day. That's how you become healthy and wealthy. That's the true facts. And it's
Yes.
nothing about manifestation. You actually use your hands and you just learn what to do. That's it. And that's my job, to actually teach people the smart moves that actually help to do this prevention.
Beautiful. And I love what you're sharing because it really is the consistency of the daily action that gets results. And in any aspect of your health, and in fact, in any aspect of your life, even if you're building your business, it's the consistency and taking action in your business that gets those results. And I was just talking with someone about this earlier today, that it's better to meditate for 5 minutes every day to calm your nervous system than to wait until Saturday and meditate for 2 hours, and hoping that makes up for the stressful week that you just had. So it is
Absolutely.
a little bit every day. And yes, I know, Olya, that you teach people how to work with their lymphatic system, that self massage, so that they can be spending just a little bit of time every day. It doesn't take long, but making sure that their lymphatic system is moving well. Because as you said earlier, when it's moving well, then our nutrients are getting to our cells, our blood is carrying oxygen throughout the entire body, and our toxins are being removed. And you do that by teaching people the main area which they can massage, which is triggers the whole entire lymphatic system to be in better flow, correct?
Absolutely, yes. And I also want to encourage people always ask your why, because whatever I teach, it serves everyone with own specific intention because I use very deep root cause techniques. It's not surface level. It really helps the body inside out to self-activate and self-regulate. And just find your why. If your why to be more energized, it will work for you. And then you'll be excited to do it because now you know you have way more energy. If your why to feel less stress, then it's going to serve you because all of the tools that I use, that's the magic about it. They're smart anatomy based moves because I fully understand the operational back office of the body, and I want to inspire people, find your why, and it's going to work for you. So it's not like, oh, is it for me? It's for everyone because we all have physical body and we all have body systems. And how do you actually work with this and find your why? And then all of a sudden, you're going to cut down some social media time because you're so excited by doing one specific technique. You will feel more happy. There are lots of people depressed. And I have clients who actually were able release the depression through lymphatic system. Let's say they're not ready for some subconscious mind therapy. The best way to start through physical body, because again, the blockages are everywhere in internal organs. But to go to internal organs, again, is lymph nodes, as they are above all organs, they are within organs, and gut itself has a huge lymphatic tissue within. That's why they say gut and brain are the same. It's just such a smart way, and just find your why. And then it's going to be so much easier, so much more fun than for the expert to say, yeah, you should do it daily. You need to find your why and it will work for you. It's like with any intention. It's just your eagerness and your discipline. That's it. And you just find this excitement part.
And yes, when you have your why, then that's where you can easily step into that consistent action. So I know
Yes.
you have a story where you used this techniques, the Vegas technique that you and I have worked together on, and you used it for yourself when you had to have your wisdom teeth out, I recall.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I would just love you to share that story for the audience and how your surgeon responded to your rapid healing to show just how powerful this is.
Absolutely. And thank you for reminding me about this story, especially hearing the feedback from actual doctor, from dentist, from
Mhm.
surgeon, such incredible feedback. That's worth a lot. And my wisdom teeth removal was very difficult procedure. That was actually very complicated case. And I only planned to do one extraction. And I didn't take any painkillers after that. And I was just doing self massages through my method, doing Venus angle, activating the whole body system, as Venus angle activates all 700 lymph nodes inside out. That's why it's so powerful. Plus, the lymphatic head massage takes to remove all of the inflammation from the head and drain it towards Venus angles, because that's the major head office of lymphatic system. It's like the really big headquarters of the whole master system. And
I
then
like how you call it that, the headquarters or head office. And I said it incorrectly earlier. It's the Venus angle system,
oh,
yes, that we
it,
worked together on.
yeah, it's totally, it's just major headquarters. I feel that's the best way even to
Hmm.
describe. And
Yeah.
then I noticed, okay, like in a few days, all of my inflammation was gone. Even actually day after, I felt amazing. And I decided to do my second one. The second one was even harder. And when I came for the second wisdom tooth extraction, it was fully impacted. It was a very complicated case. And my surgeon, he was, how is that possible? Everything is super like healing, and you have literally no inflammation on your cheek. It's like nothing happened. And I told him, I told you I have my magic. And he said, I want to know more. Tell me more. I said, we need to spend more time. I really need to teach you what it is. At the same time, he said, oh my God, now we are not going to have the work, like if people start doing things by themselves. Anyways, after second tooth extraction, it took me a few days longer because it was a harder case, but in actual,
And you now were still healing, even though your healing was very rapid for the first tooth and your inflammation had come down. The immune system was still working on healing the wound. So now the body's dealing with two extractions to recover. So of course the second one takes a bit longer, not only because it's a harder case.
absolutely, but it helps so much. And it's just
Mhm.
my personal experience. And I have many other cases of the people who I taught. And yeah, it's very inspiring in a way that you have your hands. And I always tell people you can do those techniques even in a jungle, even
Yes,
when
do it anywhere.
anywhere. That's why it's so powerful to take this
Mhm.
responsibility and learn it, because it's not the surface level techniques. And again, you can find lots of tools on the internet, but it's not the same. I had to go study for this to my mentors in Russia. Even in Russia, it's not available. Many doctors, they judge the method, but how can they go against the results when people no longer need to take pills and they cancel surgeries and they self-healing? So how can you say something against it when the facts speak louder,
Yes,
right? That's why
absolutely.
there are YouTube videos for different lymphatic, but specifically what I teach is the very deep root cause method that helps to self-regulate own body inside out. That's the big difference.
And I know
Overall,
you helped me with my recent surgery, and people can go back and listen to episode 171, where I share that in my surgery, I didn't use any kind of anesthesia. I was using theta healing sounds. And then post surgery, I recovered very quickly, and my surgeon was very surprised. And of course, I was doing everything she'd recommended and more because I continued using my theta healing. I continued using the Venus Eagle method that you taught me. And you taught it to me ahead of time so I could prepare my body before surgery so that
absolutely.
my healing would be faster. And my surgeon also said that she was so impressed by how quickly I was healing. And so it's all of these steps that we can choose to take in order to support ourselves. And our doctors aren't used to seeing that. And so it's great when they see the results because we're teaching them as well.
Absolutely. And it's very powerful, but because that's how we make a difference in this world. And all of the tools matter as long as they're all deep root cause. The
Yes,
one that save you lots of time and energy. That's actually practical tools. That's like straight to the bottom. You take the root out, that's the most power. And once you combine all together, you just become super powerful. And it's your eagerness to open your curiosity to what is that about? I want to know. And you will only know until you actually try it yourself, because there could be so much information about many different topics on the internet, YouTube, and you might feel excited, but then you don't take the action step. So you cannot really appreciate it and fully actually get those results to inspire others, because you are the inspiration yourself. Once you have your experience, then your energy speaks louder.
absolutely. And it's like we talk about in our training courses that I know you experience that all learning, all change, all learning, all behavior, all change is happening in the unconscious mind. And it has to happen in that order. We learn it. Then we put the behavior into place. We take the action that you're talking about. And that's what creates the results. And if we just learn it, we read it on the internet and we do nothing with it, Billy and I call that shelf development
Yes.
because it doesn't take us any further. However, when we learn it and then we put into action the experiential, the behavior, then we get the change. That is self-development. And so it's exactly what you're saying here, that we need both in order to create any change in our life. And I also love how you share that your body is your most precious tool.
Yes.
And I would love you just to continue with that, because it's a saying that I hear you say often, and just explain what you mean by that.
Absolutely. When once you come to this spiritual growth and once you start questioning what's more out there, once you really start connecting with your soul, you feel, okay, what's my biggest mission? What's my biggest purpose on this planet? And once you start asking those questions, then you ask, what's going to help me to actually move along and serve people, or whatever reason you choose for yourself. Then you need to have a very healthy physical body because it's your tool. How can you make a difference on the planet Earth when your body is not functioning well? It's your energy. With healthy body, you can make more projects. With your incredible energy, you can inspire more people. So the body is the actual tool. And I always compare this thing. People are so concerned about own cars. They're taking own car for maintenance, changing oil, tires, so many different work done, and people really forget about most important tool, own body, that it requires the most attention, and it's the most precious tool that you should really, really cherish and be grateful for, as is the actual key to create all of your big projects come to fruition. Whatever you choose to do in this life, the higher the mission, the higher the purpose, the more health you need and the more energy you can generate. And we are like energy systems. We are receiving electricity from space 24/7, same as lymphatic system drains our body 24/7, same thing. We receive electricity to our brain and along our spine for us to work. And for our body to produce this big impact, especially we are shifting to this 5D new reality and more people waking up energetically and really truly appreciating what's actually real on this planet. What are the real values? Who am I? More and more people start questioning, who am I? Why am I here? What's my bigger purpose? Like, of course, it's important to buy house because physical body needs comfortable bed, needs all of the comfy environment to create this mission and to actually do this daily with a good energy. But then your body is your wealth. I always say health is wealth, because with healthy body you have so much energy, then you can do more. That's why it's another motivational thing. The more your goals are, the more disciplined you should be with your health prevention, because energy is the new currency. Is something that really, really most precious currency on this planet Earth. But with healthy body, you can have that energy and that currency, and
Yeah.
you can produce those results on planet Earth, whatever you plan to do. Doesn't matter. Everything counts. We're all here to make a change and difference. And the sooner you start really thinking this way, you can really connect and become whole and complete on all levels. And physical body is there to serve you. You cannot diminish this. All counts. All counts.
It does, and I'm in complete alignment with everything that you share. And I will often say your health is your greatest asset, or it is your true wealth, as you said. And I also like the car analogy and the house analogy too. If something breaks down in the house, we can always find money to fix it, or we renovate the house, we take the garbage out of the house, we clean the house, and we look after our house, we look after our car, and we think of them as our greatest assets. And yet, we can buy a new car, we can buy a new house.
Absolutely.
Can't buy a new body. Sorry, folks. Cannot buy a new body. I've never found a store where I can just go in and trade up the body that I have and get a new body the way I can with a car or a house. So,
Absolutely.
yes, our health is our priority. And when we have our health, as you say, then we have energy, and energy is the new currency. So, I absolutely love everything that you're sharing here, Olya. And I love the work that you do, because it is so deep root cause. And it really does help people resolve their issues. And you're teaching them how to do this for themselves. And so you're empowering people in their health journey. So I know you talked about the wake up call before. I do love to ask my guests, what does don't wait for your wake up call mean to you? So I'd love you to answer that. And then I would also love for you to share how people can get hold of you if they would like to work with you.
Absolutely. I always ask people, we're all looking for some motivation in life. And I tell people, ask yourself, what's something, the worst case scenario, what's something should happen to you so you finally start taking an action. So no need to wait for that something to happen, and everyone will find own worst case scenario. So no need to wait for this. You can prevent it. And you can start your dream life right now. And to motivate yourself, always think of that worst case scenario. You don't need to wait for this to happen. You can start creating your heaven on earth here and now just by doing little by little exercises and different guidance that will help you to always be in your best energy. So no need to wait for that worst case scenario.
Beautiful. I love that. Great advice. I love that approach and that source of motivation for people. So, how can people get hold of you if they'd like to work with you? And I know you've also been very generous and you have offered a free gift of giving people access to your $1 billion health. So, please share about that as well.
Absolutely. I've just created my first course,
Hmm.
and I have 10 techniques there that everyone should learn, regardless of health condition. Even the most complicated one is absolutely safe for everyone, as it will help not only to prevent, it will help the body to self-heal. That's how powerful it is. That's why there are no restrictions with age, gender. It's absolutely for everyone, and I inspire everyone to learn it. And I would love to give 5-day free trial so you get to know and start learning and start using right away. And the best way to connect with me is either through my email, elevatequantumenergy@gmail.com, or my Instagram, health is wealth 888. And also, you can email me at faceyogaqueen@gmail.com. And my website is coming soon. It's still under development. I would share that detail.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for that. And we will put all of that into the show notes so people can find you easily. And is there any last piece of wisdom that you would like to share with the audience as we round out this show?
Absolutely. If you would like to change something in your life, fully admit that I've created it. Once you become in full acceptance that whatever happens in my life, I'm the full creator of what happened. And if I created this, I can recreate it. So it's all about taking this responsibility. And it takes some time to realize that, because yes, it can be painful to admit this fact that I am the one who created this, but I'm the
Mm.
one who can recreate it. So always be in your full power. Victim role is super easy, and unfortunately, yes, it's not actually fun, but you can win more once you in full acceptance. Just look around, even if this the total mess, you can recreate it. But be brave, accept the reality and recreate it.
It's so true. You've created it and you can create what you truly want. First, you have to accept responsibility. So, very powerful wisdom there. Thank you so much, Olya, for coming on the show. I've loved this episode. Our work is so much in alignment, and I hope that people reach out to you to learn some of these powerful techniques that you teach that will literally change the face of their health because they are taking care of their lymphatic system, which is the master system, as you say. So, thank you very much to my audience for tuning in each and every week and learning from the amazing guests I have on the show, different techniques that you can use to empower yourself in your health journey. And if you know someone that needs to hear this episode today, please share it with them. And we'll be back again with another episode next week. I'd like to introduce you to Girls Matter today. It is a nonprofit that I started back in 2017 to help ensure girls in developing countries get an education. You see, education is not free all the way around the world, and it very often comes down to families having to choose between paying for their daughter's education or feeding them. And sometimes they can't even afford to feed them. they will marry them off as teenagers and they become someone else's problem. At Girls Matter, we fundraise to keep girls in school, pay for their high school education, ensure they have the menstrual supplies they need so they don't miss a week of school every single month. Because we know that in keeping girls in school, we are breaking the poverty cycle one girl, one family, one village at a time. When we educate the girls, we actually can grow the GDP of the country. When we educate the girls, we're also having a powerful ripple effect because an educated girl is more than twice as likely to educate her own children. So if this is something that resonates with you and you would like to give back as you listen to my podcasts and learn for yourself, and you would like to help other girls learn and improve their education, please go to girlsmatter.ca and donate. You can do one-time donations, subscription donations, whatever feels right for you. As you enjoy the content I provide to you, please choose to give back and support girls in improving their life elsewhere around the world. And for that, I thank you.